They announced they're going to have about 5,000 and then 10,000. It was 4 days. They had 25,000 people last time. You amazing. Oklahoma's amazing. So I just want to introduce somebody very quickly, a very special person, a wonderful person, and then I'm going to come right back and we're going to have fun today. We're going to have so much fun. We're going to talk about how great our country will be. We are right now a mess. We're going to make it great again. So she's a really great friend, and she called and she just wanted to help, and she knows all about making things great. Everybody wanted her endorsement. She said, "What you're doing, Donald, is amazing." It's a movement, and it is a movement. It's a movement, and we're going to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Sarah Palin.
Truly, electing someone who will let us make America great again. You hard-working Americans, you patriots, you who know that enough is enough, but enough of the status quo, it's gotta go. And this great awakening, you all who realize that, man, our country is we're gonna go to hell in a handbasket under this tragic fundamental transformation of America that Obama had promised us. Yes. No, what we need now is a fundamental restoration of America, all that is good. So we need to be in it to win it, and we're in it because we believe in America, and we can believe that our best days are ahead of us. But we're going to have to start doing things completely different. Things that over the last 7, 8 years have gotten us into the mess that we're in. We need to elect a commander-in-chief who will respect our troops. Who understands that we, as Americans, you here in Oklahoma especially, you love your freedom. And when you love your freedom, you think of vets. And then you realize that our vets deserve a commander-in-chief who will let them do their job and go kick ISIS ass. On this. I'm talking about not leaving our wounded warriors behind also. Our wounded warriors who come home from the battlefield bringing new different than when they left for the war zone. I can talk personally about this. I guess it's kind of the elephant in the room because my own family going through what we're going through today with my son, a combat vet, having served in a striker brigade, fighting for you all, America, in the war zone. But my son, like so many others, they come back a bit different. They come back hardened. They come back wondering if there is that respect for what it is that their fellow soldiers and airmen and every other member of the military so sacrificially have given to this country. And that starts from the top. It's a shame that our military personnel even have to wonder if they have to question if they're respected anymore. It starts from the top. The question, though, that comes from our own president, where they have to look at him and wonder, do you know what we go through? Do you know what we're trying to do to secure America and to secure the freedoms that have been bequeathed us? So when my own son is going through what he goes through, coming back, I can certainly relate with other families who kind of feel these ramifications of some PTSD and some of the woundedness that our soldiers do return with. And it makes me realize more than ever, it is now or never, for the sake of America's finest, that we have that commander-in-chief who will respect them and honor them. In fact, not 10 minutes ago, I was handed a military coin from one of your great residents here, a young man who is retiring from the military, and on the coin it says, "We're a brotherhood that only a few can understand." I know that you understand. So Oklahoma, we need you to you need to share the message with the rest of America. And when you go to vote in your primary March 1st, you can make it a Super Tuesday for the rest of America by leading the way with the vote for the next commander who will respect our troops. Our vets better than illegal immigrants. Well, we're in this together, and we're in it because just last week we saw our sailors suffer and be humiliated at the hands of Iranian captors, where we were made to apologize. And why was that? It's because of a weak-kneed capitulator-in-chief who doesn't know how to negotiate. And he has decided that, well, from now on, America is going to lead from behind. What the enemy was doing was sending a message to the rest of the world. And that message they tried to send was that, they will capture and America will kowtow and America will apologize. And then in the deal, we will bend over and then say thank you. What a deal. Only one candidate has that proven record of success where he masters the art of the deal. He is beholden to no one but we the people. He's beholden only to doing the right thing. And he is perfectly positioned to make America great again. Are you ready for that, Oklahoma? Like I said yesterday in Iowa, no more pussyfooting around. You deserve the best. Now, our candidate, he is from the private sector. He's not a politician, and here is where you say hallelujah. In the private sector, where you actually have to balance budgets in order to prioritize, to keep the main thing, our candidate knows that the federal government's main thing is to keep us safe, to keep us secure economically and militarily, and he's the one who knows how to lead the charge. Are you ready for a commander who will allow us to make America great as he Trump. I'm here to support the United States of America. Now, 8 years ago, I had warned that Obama's promised fundamental transformation of America, it was going to take more from you. And it was going to leave America weaker on the national stage. And it's the one promise that Obama kept. But he didn't do it alone. He didn't do it alone. And the beauty of Trump's candidacy, as he has exposed not just the tragedy of that transformation, but also the complicity of both sides of the aisle that has enabled this transformation. He has revealed the system, which really is the permanent political class that is doing the bidding for their campaign donor class. That's leaving us out. That's leaving the average hardworking Joe Six-Pack American, that's leaving us out. Now that campaign donor class, what they need somebody to bid for, and has happened these last 7 years, is to keep our borders open for their cheap foreign labor. And it's to bloat the budgets so that the crony capitalists, their friends, can suck from those budgets. And it's those lousy trade deals that our own establishment has approved, has sanctioned, that gut America's industry, and it shoos jobs offshore. His candidacy, Trump's candidacy, this movement, this force, this strategy proves that, shoot, as long as that establishment, as long as they get to keep their titles and their perks in DC and their media ratings, they don't really care who wins elections. Believe me on this. I've kind of been there and I see how they treat those who go rogue like Mr. Trump does in order to do the right thing. You want to know proof of that? Even today, the GOP machine, they're attacking their own frontrunner and his base of dynamic, diverse, very patriotic supporters. They're attacking you because they can't afford for the status quo to go. Otherwise, the gravy train, it stops and they can't keep slurping from it. Not if things change the way that Mr. Trump and all of we know needs to change. The power and is in the position to bust that up and to make those changes that many of our own candidates that we work so hard to get elected and then we send to DC that they promise to do, but then they get to DC and they don't even try to do it because they're all beholden to one another. That's the beauty of Trump's candidacy. The way that he goes rogue, we can trust then that things are going to be different when he's elected. Now, it's funny to be here in Oklahoma, here the land of red dirt, you know, with your red bud trees. And here we got a redhead from the big red apple running for president, and yet the GOP machine, all of a sudden, they're saying, we're not red enough. We're not conservative enough. And I say, what in the world do they know about conservatism? Is it conservative to hand Barack Obama a blank check every year to fund Obamacare? And to keep those borders open so that illegal immigrants can be for our jobs? Is it conservative to watch these safety nets turn into hammocks for people, many who just choose not to work? Is it conservative to allow, again, illegal immigration to produce millions of new future Democrat voters? That's not conservative. And is it conservative to bequeath our children trillions in new debt? Trillions that they'll never be able to pay off? And is it conservative to not fight back for our solvency and our sovereignty? They now are concerned about ideological purity? Since when? We're not ready enough. Well, not every conservative has had the guts to talk about the real issues that are needing to be discussed and debated. Our candidate is ballsy enough to get out there and put those issues on the table, the issues that a lot of other candidates have wanted to duck and run from. Donald Trump, he's talked about the issues that matter, the issues that you and I talk about and are concerned about. Whereas there are some others who, no, instead of wanting to talk about the tough issues, they wear political correctness like a suicide vest. It's so important that these big issues are finally debated. And that's another refreshing thing about this candidacy, because this election, it's not just your basic ABCs, anybody but Clinton. Not this time, it's even more than that. When we're talking about a nation without borders, a bankrupt federal government, no more Reagan-esque power through strength, then we're talking about our very existence here, friends. So they who say, oh, but now all of a sudden this base of support, well, they sound angry. I say doggone right we're angry, and justifiably so. They're telling us we need to just chill. And I say, they're stomping on our neck and they're telling us just chill. No, we won't chill. In fact, it's time to drill, baby, drill down. With the willingness and the ability to make that change that we need to change out that establishment and put you back in charge to take back our country, Oklahoma. Are you ready to take back our country? Well, our candidate is a leader. He has spent his life truly there, even though, yeah, he's a multi-billionaire, and not that there's anything wrong with that. A multi-billionaire, but self-made success, so we don't envy that success. In fact, we root him on, because he roots us on. He says to us, he says, I worked very, very hard, and I've been successful. Hugely successful, he says. And he says, and I want you to be successful too. So we root him on because he's the proponent of equal opportunity to work. And where but Oklahoma would you guys appreciate that more with your state motto, knowing that work conquers all, he will put you back to work. He has spent his life looking up and being optimistic and building big things that touch the sky, infrastructure that puts people to work. He has spent his life building up this success. So his power, when he's in DC, it's not going to come off of opium, being high off opium, other people's money. That opium that other dopes in Washington sure get high off, because they take it from you and then they distribute that other people's money. That's not Trump. His power, if you will, his passion is the fabric of America. It is work ethic and dreams and drive and faith in the Almighty, and that is America. Are you ready to share in that again, Oklahoma? The unifying values that he has and that he'll share more about with you all, his unifying values. Well, they reach from big cities and tiny towns, from big mountain states to the Big Apple, and the big, beautiful heartland in between. He finally is the candidate that we can count on to be the president for all Americans, and not divide, and not race bait, and not think that because you live in one zip code, or you are of one color, or you are of one economic class, that you're any different than any other American. He is for equality. I want you knowing that the only thing thing standing in between you and hearing from the next president of the United States is me, so I'll get out of your way. But I want you to try to picture this, Oklahoma. Exactly 1 year from today, former President Barack Obama selfie sticks, and backing up the teleprompters, and the Greek columns, and all that hopey-changey stuff, and he's going to head back to Chicago, where he can look for some community to organize again. But from there, he'll finally be able to also look up, and when he looks up over his head, he's going to see that shining, towering Trump Tower. Trump built that, and that says a lot about our next candidate, who will be the next President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. God bless you, Oklahoma, and God bless the United States of
Sarah, thank you so much. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Todd. These are great people, really great people, and I want to thank everybody. And I want to thank everybody for being here. This is some crowd. This is some crowd. So a lot of things have happened over the last number of weeks. We've had our sailors with their hands up, sitting in a begging position. Not going to happen. Believe me, not going to happen. Not going to happen. 10 young, wonderful people. They were forced to do something. This should not be happening to us. It should not be happening to us. And believe me, if this president and this Secretary of State didn't give them $150 billion, they'd still be there, and they'd be there for years. $150 billion we gave them. We're in a different world now, folks. We're going to be in a different world now. So I want to thank everybody. I just want to give you a little news, because you know, on March 1st, you have a big day coming up. Big day. It's a big day. I love you too, even though you're a guy. But we have a big day, March 1st. You have to get out and vote. You got to get out and vote. Because, you know, if you don't vote, we're just wasting time. We're just all wasting time. I was saying this morning, I got a call from a really great reporter. Happens to be liberal, but somebody I actually respect. You know, we don't always respect that side. And he said to me, how does it feel? This was 3 months ago. The summer was all Trump. How does it feel? Because we have a movement going on, folks. We have a movement. This is not a normal situation. People are sick and tired and fed up, and yes, we're angry. And said, how does it feel? I said, how does what feel? What you've done, it's never been done in politics before. What we've created all together, because it's we, it's not me. And what you've done, it's never been done. He said, it's the summer of Trump. They wrote articles, the summer of Trump. I said, what I've done is nothing, because if we don't win, to me it means nothing. He said, you're wrong. He said, no matter what happens, whether you win or lose, what you've done, you've changed the whole landscape of campaigning and the whole dialogue. I said, trust me, if I don't win, and I'm not talking about winning primaries, I'm talking about winning the presidency for you. It all doesn't matter. Okay? It all doesn't matter. But it really doesn't matter, because what are we going to do? We're going to look back. We had some nice rallies. We had a lot of people. And by the way, we have by far the most people. Not even a contest. About 2 weeks ago, we had a rally. I had 12,000 people. By the way, today you have like 20,000. They had to send 7,000 people away. We had to send 7,000 people away. Meaning I'm coming back to Oklahoma. I have to take care of those 7,000 people. And we're sending people away. But we have by far the biggest crowds. So, look here. It is beautiful. But we had a case where Sanders, can you imagine this guy, a socialist / communist, is doing well? No, he's beating Hillary Clinton. Can you believe this? He's a whack job. He's a wacko. He's beating Hillary Clinton. Oh, boy. I tell you what, I really want to run against her, but I really would like to run against Bernie Sanders, too. Wants to bring your taxes 90%. Does anybody here mind paying 90% in tax? Because that's what Bernie wants. So I have to be careful. I don't know. If I say really bad, I might end up with her. You know, I think I probably helped him a lot recently. Who's that? Get him out of here. Go ahead. Get out of here, kid. Trump rally, right? Thank you. He's not going to mess around with that guard. You go ahead, get him out. Thank you. Come on, let's go. See, he wants to be politically correct. This isn't the old days. Is they'll be talking about, oh, there were tremendous protests, but this is one person. But I like it. I hope they do a couple more today, because the only way those cameras, which are crooked as hell, will ever turn to show this packed arena with 15,000 people is that we have a protester, right? So I love protesters. You know, I've been telling these cameras for a long time, turn around, go ahead, show the arena. I go home, my wife will say often, she'll say, were there many people? I said, we had 20,000 people in Dallas. We had 35,000 people in Mobile, Alabama. My wife will say, were there many people there? Because these cameras never show the crowds. They never show the crowds. They never show the crowds. Look at the cameras, they're straight on. They don't show the crowd. The only time they show is when we have a protest. Look at them. They are disgusting, folks. Disgusting. Turn the cameras. They don't move the cameras. You know why they don't move the cameras? Because they're dishonest. I won't say it. No, they're dishonest people. They really are. They're totally dishonest people. The only time they move the camera is when there's a protester, because, you know, they make us look a little bad. They think, I love protesters, because why don't we have a protester right up in the top of the rafters that are packed, so that these guys, I never thought the cameras moved. You know, it's amazing. I never thought the cameras moved. I thought they were fixed. What do I know? And then we have a protester, and they're like bent like a pretzel, trying to get the protester. No, they're bad guys. I mean, take a look. You won't see it. You'll go home, you'll say, wow, what a crowd, and you'll just see Trump's face. Just Trump's face. Now, I will tell you this. You hear from the roar, you say, man, that's a lot of people, okay? But we have a packed house. Sanders had 3,000 people. I had 12,000 people, and they cover Sanders in the press. And they say, oh, he was packed. He had thousands of people. He had 3,000 people. I had 12,000 people the same day. They don't say anything. Isn't that amazing? They don't say anything. Oh, good old Bernie. Oh, Bernie will be fun. You know, I don't know if Hillary's going to make it. She may not make it with the voters. She may not make it legally. She may not make it. I mean, look at Petraeus, good guy, made a mistake, and by the way, leave the guy alone. Don't demote. You know, they want to demote him. They want to take away. He suffered. Leave Petraeus alone, right? Enough of it. Enough. They've gone after him. They've destroyed him, and yet Hillary's flying safe, and she did 100 times worse than what he did. And you notice how positive she is about the president? You know why, right? You know why? Because she wants to stay out of the clink. That's why. Okay? Believe me, that's why. She's 100. I mean, every single thing. Oh, the president's wonderful. She never thought the president was wonderful before. She couldn't stand the president, and frankly, he couldn't stand her. Now all of a sudden, he's wonderful, wonderful. It's very simple. She wants to make sure she gets through this thing, and he does have the power of the presidency. So, who the hell knows? What is it, darling? I love you. I love you. I even love the protesters. There aren't too many. So, I have to tell you this because I always love it. You know, I talk about polls. I'm like obsessed with polls. Only when I'm in first place I'm obsessed. If I was ever in second place, which for the most part I haven't even been in second place, but if I was in second place, believe me, and these candidates come up to me, and I'm friendly with some of them are actually nice people. They're never going to be able to get Mexico to pay for the wall, I can tell you that. That I can tell you, they don't even have a choice. But they said to me, why are you always talking about polls? The candidates. I said, because I'm in first place. I'm in first place. One of them came in, he's in like 9th place, 10th place. Why do you always talk about polls? I said, look, if I was in 10th place, I would not be talking about polls. But I'm obsessed. I love these polls. Here's one just came out today. Listen to this. The great state of Florida. Very important, very big, great, great place. I love it. Florida, Trump, 48. Cruz, 16, Rubio, 11, Bush down in the toilet. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. How about Bush? Look, the guy spends, now he's up to $79 million. Now, I wouldn't even mention this, but a lot of it's ads against me. He does these negative ads against me. Otherwise, I wouldn't mention it. Maybe I would. But $79 million. And he's being down in the basement, right? And the first thing he should do is he should get rid of the Jeb stuff, get rid of all of the nonsense that he's going through with, I can fix it. You know, his new slogan, I can fix it. He can't fix anything. He's a low-energy person. Low-energy people don't get things fixed. But if he were a real politician, he'd be careful when he says, I can fix it. Because where I come from, that's dishonest. When you fix it, you're dishonest. He shouldn't say, I can fix it. Now, I think he's probably an honest guy, but a stiff, there's no question about it. But here's the thing, here's the thing. He spent $79 million, much of it in negative campaign ads against me. He's the one guy. Everybody that's hit me so far has gone down. That's going to, like, with the country. That's the way, right? Think of it. Everybody. Our wonderful governor of Texas, he comes out, he hits me so hard. I said, what did I do to him? I hardly know this guy. So many, yeah, right, make America great again. You better believe it. These people are not. Politicians are not going to do that because they're all talk, they're no action, they don't have it. But think of this. So Bush spent $79 million. I spent practically nothing, right? He's down here, right toward the bottom, and I'm at the top by so much you wouldn't even believe it. New poll, Monmouth, Trump 36, everyone else like way, way, way behind. Morning Consult, Trump 39. Reuters, Trump 42. Trump 42. Ground
14 people in there still. 14 people. Trump's at 41. I'd take 41 or 42 if we had 3 people, right? We'll take it then too. And you know, it's funny, all of these guys, they always say, the pundits, believe me, they're not smart people. You take those glasses away from George Will, and he's a stupid-looking guy, okay? I mean, Karl Rove, this guy, he predicted, he still thinks Romney won the election. Remember the evening? No, Romney won. He won, I'm telling you, he won. They had to take him off the air in a basket. I mean, this guy, and he's everything. I had a poll that was so incredible, I was killing everybody. Like a month ago, he's on television saying, well, it can change. It doesn't mean that much. It can change. He couldn't even hold his breath. He's like a boiler waiting to explode. The hatred. The hatred. And what it is establishment. Because I'm not taking anybody's money. I don't want their money. They don't control it. I'm doing what's right for me. It's the establishment. They're very upset. I'm not taking, I'm self-funding. And it's sad because, you know, my whole life, I'm a very greedy person. I've been taking, greedy, billions and billions of dollars. I've had tremendous success. By the way, the reason I say that, because that success is going to you, because that's what I want to do. But greedy. I want to be greedy for you. I want to be greedy now for the United States. I don't want stupid deals. I don't want to be losing $500 billion a year in trade with China and with all of these countries. We're going to be greedy for you. It's unbelievable. So you have a guy spending $79 million. I've spent practically nothing. And I said, wouldn't it be nice if the country could do that? So that, like education, I love education. To me, education is so important. So my uncle was a professor at MIT for many, many decades. Very smart. We have good genes for that stuff. You know, it's good. Gotta be smart. You know, you gotta be smart. You know, they always say, he's so plain spoken. Plain spoken. I know more than any of these guys. Plain spoken. I went to Ivy League school, the whole thing. Plain spoken. They say it as I don't think it's a compliment, but they say plain spoken. Let me tell you something. I'm plain spoken because sometimes the words, I can come up with extremely nice words, except there's no better word to describe our leader and our administration than the word what? Stupid. Stupid. These are stupid people. These are stupid people. What's going on in Washington is purely stupid. Now give me a better word than that and I'll use it. But you know what? All the Ivy League that I have, the Wharton School of Finance, somehow they've never come up with a better word to describe what we're going through. So, wouldn't it be nice if instead of education, we're #1 in terms of cost per pupil by a factor worldwide, by a factor of many. #2 is so far behind, forget it. Like in the polls, #2 is so far behind. We want to keep it that way. So we're #1 in the world in terms of spending. We're number 28 in the world in terms of where do we stand. We have third world countries that are ahead of us. Third world countries. Countries that you wouldn't believe. Some countries that you've hardly heard of. And they're ahead of us in education. Wouldn't it be nice? So we spend the most and we're down on the bottom. Wouldn't it be nice if we spent not very much like our campaign? We don't spend that much, right? And we're at the top. Wouldn't that be nice if we can do that? Almost. And we're going to do a lot of things like that. We're going to start winning again. We don't win anymore. We don't win. When was the last time? Seriously, and I say this all the time. When was the last time our country won? We don't win. We don't win. We don't win in trade. We don't win militarily. We don't win. You know, when I was growing up, we never lost a war, right? Now we never win a war. We never win a war. We leave Iraq where we shouldn't have been. And by the way, in 2003, 2004, I said, don't go into Iraq. You'll decimate it, and Iran will take over the Middle East. It's exactly what's happening. I should get credit for that. And I'm the most militaristic person there is. But we got to know what to do. We have people that don't have a clue. Then Obama gets out, and he announces the date that we're leaving. We are leaving in 18 months on a certain date. I say, wait a minute, let's be unpredictable. We have to be unpredictable first. We want to be a little bit unpredictable. So what happens is the enemy pulls back, we leave, and now look at the mess we're in, right? Look at the mess we're in. Look at the mess. So we shouldn't have been there, but once we were there, we shouldn't have gotten out that way, and we should have kept the damn oil. We should have kept it. Unbelievable. These people, they're incompetent people. We have incompetent leadership at the highest level. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. So I said, keep the oath. Now, how long? You've been with me for a long time. Have I been saying that for 4 years, for 3 years, for years, right? We just started after Paris. Paris was a disaster. Speaking of Paris, and speaking of California, where we lost 14 wonderful people to 2 radicalized maniacs, okay? We lost 14 wonderful, great people. People that held ceremonies for these 2 people that got married. We lost 14. Now, if sitting there in the room or standing, there were like you, right over there with a hat, you, I mean, I could pick out lots of people. If we had a couple of guns on the other side where the bullets are going in the opposite direction, it wouldn't be that way. So we're going to save and protect and cherish our Second Amendment, okay? I mean, these people with the guns, they want to take the bullets, they want to take the guns, don't put any bullets in the magazines, we wanted this. The bad guys aren't listening, folks. The bad guys aren't listening. And we have to protect, because there is an assault on Christianity, and there's an assault on guns, there's an assault on everything that we stand for, and we're going to stop the assault, okay? We're going to stop it. So I always say, thumbs up for the Second Amendment, thumbs down for Common Core. We're going to bring education back to the states and back to the people and the parents. And I see the way it works. I mean, we can't do any worse. We can't do any worse. So Common Core is out, and Second Amendment is in, and we're going to keep it. And we're going to keep it the way it is. It's so incredible. You see the kind of things that take place. I'll give you an example. It's not really the kind of negotiating I'm talking about for money, but it's the same thing. We have Sergeant Bergdahl, a dirty, rotten traitor, right? A dirty, rotten, no good traitor. 5 people were killed. 5 people looking for Bergdahl, and probably 6. But 5 people at a minimum were killed looking for Sergeant Bergdahl, right? We make a deal knowing, because you had a general and a colonel there talking to the people that knew him. You had a general and a colonel that knew he was a dirty traitor. And what happens? We give them 5 people that they most wanted for 9 years that are now back in the battlefield, don't believe the press, and if they're not now, they will be soon. So we give them 5 people, and we get this dirty, rotten traitor. No good, folks. We don't make deals like that anymore. We don't make deals like that. As far as I'm concerned, we take them, we fly them over to the area, a nice, heavily densed area loaded up with ISIS, and before we bomb the hell out of ISIS, we drop Bergdahl right in the middle. Amazing. Amazing how stupid and how incompetent our leadership is in our politics, just to make a deal like that. And I mention that just because it doesn't make sense. I mean, the New Deal, look at the New Deal. We have 4 people, actually 5, but the 5th never showed up. They don't know where he is. They have no idea. But we have 4 people. We get back 4. They get 7. Plus, they get 14 people that are on Interpol watch list. You know what that means. That's serious stuff. These are bad dudes. And they're getting taken off all the watch lists, right? They're getting $150 billion. They're going to make it. They don't have to make nukes anymore. They can buy them. With the money we give, they can buy them. And all you had to do is, when the negotiations started, what do? We walk into the room. We say, we can't give you any money. We're bust. We have no money. The country owes $19 trillion. Do you believe that? 19 trillion. $19 trillion. It's going to be 21 trillion. We don't have the money. We can't do it. They're going to say, no way, no way, no way. And we're going to walk out of the room. Nobody, not once did they walk. We didn't win 1 point. We never walked out of the room. You know, in the art of the deal, I say, walk every once in a while. It's a good thing, not a bad thing. Obama would have looked great. Kerry would have looked great if he walked. I don't know why. They were afraid to walk. It was a one-sided transaction. We were totally out-negotiated. The Persians are great negotiators, always have been, throughout history. They made us look like a bunch of dummies. We should have walked, double up the sanctions. Within 48 hours, they will call you and they'll say, here are your prisoners, darling, take them. 100%. 100%. Then after you have your prisoners, you go back in. We call it for seconds, right? We go back in. Only one man laughed at that. Only one. We go back in for seconds. And we say, very nicely, sorry, we can't give you the money. So we got our prisoners back. Now we tell them they're going to go nuts. And we'll probably have to walk. Believe me, you'll double up. You'll never have to pay the money. The money shouldn't. And the biggest problem with me winning is that I'll never get that $150 billion back. I hate that. $150 billion we're giving these people, and it's a terrorist nation. Think of Iran. Think of this. They're taking over Iraq, which is even better than the 150. You know, Iraq, second largest oil reserves in the world, right? The second largest in the world. So I used to think the $150 billion was good. And until 2 weeks ago, I started thinking, I said, wait a minute, that was a great deal. 24 days inspection. They can self-inspect. How do you like that one? They can self-inspect certain areas. In other words, certain areas that they really don't want us around, they have the right to self-inspect. So we call them, we say, oh, excuse me, but I hear you're building nuclear in a certain area. Oh, well, we'll check. They call back the next day, oh, everything's fine. I mean, you can't believe it, right? You can't believe it. So with all of this, okay, with all of this, I said, this is one of the great deals ever made. We didn't even get our prisoners back until, and believe me, without the $150 billion, you would have never gotten them back. They would have been there forever. They have no respect for us. They have no fear of us. But they have no respect for us whatsoever. But 2 weeks ago, I was thinking, I said to myself, you know, that's a great deal, but they made actually a better deal. Because we decapitated a country that has the second largest oil reserves in the world. And they are now walking into Iraq. They're walking in, just walking in, and they're taking over, just like you're standing there. Sorry about the seats, we had too many people. Just like you're standing there, they're walking into Iraq. So they're taking over Iraq. They're going to take over Syria. They're taking over Yemen, but they don't really want Yemen. But Yemen has the borderline between where? Saudi Arabia. So they're going to take over Saudi Arabia. They want Saudi Arabia. That's what they really want. They want the oil. But their platform is Yemen. They don't want Yemen, but their platform is Yemen. Because take a look at the border. It's massive. It's long and open. And they're going to walk into Saudi Arabia. We have got people that don't know what's happening. We have leadership that doesn't understand the way the game is played. And when you talk about the names, we have a president that doesn't want to say radical Islamic terrorism. He doesn't want to say it. He doesn't want to say it. I mean, this weekend you had a hotel set on fire with many, many people killed. We don't even know how many people killed. And every day and every week something's happening. And I have friends who are great people. They're Muslims and they call me. Not all of them, but some of them. And they say, Donald, thank you. You've opened up a dialogue. There's hatred out there. There's unbelievable hatred. What you've done is a tremendous service. You've opened up a dialogue. We can't have this with our country. We have tremendous problems in our country between crime. We have our open borders. We have people pouring through like it's nothing. We have our anchor babies, which, by the way, I was right about. You don't need a new constitutional amendment. You don't need it. If a woman comes over and she's pregnant and she is on our land and she has the baby, we do not, and you've been brainwashed to think about this, we do not have to take care of that baby for the next 90 years. We don't have to do it. And the greatest legal scholars have said that. So, I mean, so many things have come out. So many things. And what's happened is the polls start coming, and then they do polls on who's best on ISIS, who's best on the military, who's best. And because I'm so strong on the border, as an example, our southern border, it's a mess. What's coming through is unbelievable. We have tremendous crime. We have tremendous drugs. We're losing our economy. Nobody does anything. I know the Border Patrol. I went to Laredo, Texas. These people are incredible. They're told stand back, don't touch, don't, these are these people that they called me, would you go? They want me to go there. I went there, I met with the Border Patrol, they're incredible people. They want to do their job. They can't do their job. They're told to stand back, don't do the job. People are pouring across. You've seen the pictures with the trains where people are, they're pouring across the border. We're going to have a very, very strong and powerful border. We're going to bring back our country. We're going to build a wall. We're going to build a wall. And Mexico's going to pay for the wall. And the reason they're going to, and again, when these guys say, well, Mexico won't pay for the wall, they have no idea. They're not business people, they're politicians. Let me tell you, Mexico will pay for the wall because Mexico makes so much money with our country, against our country, with all of the money they take in. They will pay for the wall, and if they do, it's a great deal for them. We have a couple of wise guys up there. We have a couple of wise guys. Yeah, get them out of here. All right, get them out. Come on, security. Let's see how fast you can do it. Okay? Are they out of here? Get them out. Oh, look at the cameras. The cameras are all turned up there. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, they're so dishonest. So dishonest. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Protester. People are going to see how many people are here. 15,000 turned away 5,000. Is that unbelievable? At least 5,000. Even your governor was here, a terrific woman, and she said, wow, I've never seen this. This is amazing. So it is amazing. It is amazing. It's amazing because we want to see good things happen for us again. We want to be smart. We want to be respected. We want to be the top of the heap. We're not anymore. China's economy is killing us. China's killing us. We have political hacks negotiating with China. We have political hacks negotiating with Vietnam, which is the new China, what they're doing to us. With Mexico, beating us at the border, beating us at trade. Ford is moving to Mexico, a massive $2.5 billion plant. Nabisco, they make Oreos. I used to love Oreos. I don't like them anymore. They're moving their big plant. They're moving their big plant from Chicago into Mexico. Okay? No good. It's no good. We don't want that. That's no good. That's no good. So, with all of these things that are happening, so Carl Icahn, great businessman, he endorsed me. Other businessmen all want to endorse me. I say, do me a favor, don't bother. Nobody knows who the hell you are, but I do. They're the greatest, we have the greatest negotiators in the world. We have the greatest business people in the world, the greatest. And let me tell you, when we put Carl and others that you have heard about, and some you haven't, some are incredible and nobody ever heard of them, but I know them. When we put them in charge of trade, we're not losing $505 billion anymore, okay? We're not losing the kind of, think of it. We've lost millions and millions of jobs. We've lost 50,000 at least factories and manufacturing plants and areas to this craziness that's going on. We're going to bring our jobs back. We're going to bring our manufacturing back. Some of it's coming to Oklahoma. Some of it's coming to Michigan. It's coming all over. It's coming all over. I've seen areas in Iowa, like Newton, Iowa, so much. They've lost so much. And it's been taken out of the country, just taken out by people that don't have a clue. So, here's the story. Oh, looky. Oh, looky. Oh, look what we have. Thank you, officer. It's first times we had a rally, we had a rough guy. This was a rough, tough guy. And he was screaming in a voice like Pavarotti. He sounded like Pavarotti and screaming. And then he started using his fists and punching. And these guys started taping it. And oh, it looked terrible. And I was rough. I said, get him out of here. Get him out now. Get him out of here. Okay. I got killed that next day. They said Trump was horrible. He was rough. He was rough. One of the women said he was rough. Here's another one. I love it. Okay, yeah, get him out. The next day I was very soft. I was very meek. I said, oh, please remove him. I got killed in the press. They said, is Trump a weak sister or what? So you can't win. I just want to tell you, just in closing, I want to say the following. We have a country that we're proud of and that we love and that we're not going to lose. Oklahoma is a special place. I'll be back again. I love it. I love the people. We are going to win on health care. We are going to win for our vets. We are going to win with military. We're going to build it so big, so strong, so powerful. We're going to close up our borders, and people are going to come in, but they're going to come in legally. They're going to come in legally. We are going to win so much. We're going to have win after win after win. You people are going to get sick and tired of winning. You're going to say, please, President Trump, we can't take this much victory. Please stop. We don't want any more wins. And I'm going to say to you, we're going to win. I don't care what you say. We're going to make our country great.